So definitely got a situation going on here that I think definitely should be addressed. If you haven't seen it, Sebastian Vettel definitely was outspoken about his position on the Russian GP or Russia GP, however you want to put it. Period. The Grand Prix in Russia. Given the circumstances, given the horrific things that are going on, fuck circumstances, like given the horrific things that are going on, that we have some idiot in power, which happens often in the world when we have idiots in power and they do senseless things, and while all sitting behind some desk playing with people's lives like it's a game of Risk is horrible. It's not the first time in history, and it damn sure probably will not be the last time. But right now, we're dealing with a political situation that is affecting Formula One, right? And so many people have been in my comment section talking about the race card and how those things don't apply. Just leave political out of it. Well, you have a Formula One Grand Prix that is now canceled because of a political situation. So I think before you speak anymore or comment anymore, you need to really think about what the fuck you're saying. You need to really think about what you're saying before you say it. Because we have a multitude of different horrible situations going on with different groups of people. All right. And when I say different groups of people, people that don't all look alike, but all pump blood the same, walk on this earth the same, came on this earth the same way through a birth canal, but all still being treated, being killed, being murdered, being assaulted for political reasons, for which we may not know all the inner workings right now and what is in that idiot's head, right? So let's first go to Sebastian Vettel's position before Formula One even issued their statement. Vettel spoke up, which he's one of my favorite drivers, that he was not going to go. And I know initially I heard and got some comments that people thought it was bullshit. But listen, I mean, is it really? Like, are we supposed to go to a country and race while they are doing horrible things? Like, are we going to reward them? Like, to have a Formula One race come to your city, come to your country is a reward. It is an entertaining sporting event that we can enjoy as fans and get together and, have camaraderie and enjoy the environment and the atmosphere and seeing these cars and the teams in person. That's a reward. You don't reward somebody who's doing something to this magnitude, right? Like, no. So let's listen to what Vettel had to say, because I honestly think that I thought it was monumental for him to step forth and say what he said and how he said it.
I think I woke up again to this morning's news and shocked. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's horrible to see what is happening, and
you can tell
obviously,
really
if you look at the calendar, we have a race scheduled in Russia. For myself, my own opinion is I should not go. I will not go. I think it's wrong to race in the country. I'm sorry for the people, innocent people that are losing their lives, that are getting killed for stupid reasons, and a very, very strange and mad leadership. So I'm sure that's something that we will talk about. But as I said, on behalf of GPDA, we haven't come together yet.
See, now you see, at this point in time, he is not going based off of a committee decision yet, right? Vettel is basing his decision off of what he wants to do, what he feels is right. Like, they haven't even had this meeting yet before he speaks out and he says, I should not go, I will not go. He's not going. So that begs me to, at first, at that point in time, I was like, well, what's going to happen? Is Formula One going to cancel it, or what are they going to do? Are they going to be greedy and go in and say, hey, if you don't want to go, you don't have to go, but, you miss out on your points, which at least they came forth, issued this statement. that the FIA Formula One World Championship visits countries all over the world with a positive vision to unite people, bringing nations together. Like I just said, right? Like that whole camaraderie. We are watching the developments in Ukraine with sadness and shock and hope for a swift and peaceful resolution to the present situation. Okay. Now, right there in that paragraph, I kind of started to wonder as I was reading the statement, like, well, are they saying like if something comes to, like if the head doesn't come to a boil and things kind of simmer down, maybe we still will have it. That's kind of how I was feeling as I was reading the statement. And as you get down to the bottom paragraph, on Thursday evening, Formula One, the FIA, and teams discussed the positions of our sport. And the conclusion is, including the view of all relevant stakeholders, that it is impossible to hold the Russian Grand Prix in the current circumstances. All right? Impossible to hold it in the current circumstances. Now, the wording they use, the current circumstances, like, I wish they would have been a little bit more like in your face, like we will not reward you, Russia, with a GP due to what you are doing to other human beings. I wish they would have said that but you know, in some ways, maybe they want to mess up not going there. But speaking of not going there, right, let's look at the Russian GP history. All right, okay, right here, 1913. And as you see, they had a stint from 1915 to 2013 where it was not held in Russia. Now, if you go back and do some research and look at things that were taking place in 1915, you can see some of that. Now, what I do also notice here is came back 2014 all the way to 2021. We see who is the majority podium or winner there, but in 2022, previously canceled. Okay, so now I'm wondering, like, is there going to be another stint where Russia does not get a GP for some odd years, decades, really? You know, is that what is about to take place? And if so, they rightfully deserve that. I mean, look at this dude. Look at this dude. This dude is holding meetings like this. Meetings like this. Look how far away the rest of the committee is in comparison to where he is. This is like some Batman shit. Like when what his name? Michael Keaton had old girl over for dinner. She's way at the other end of the table. Like that right there tells you a trust issue, a mad type of dictator type mentality, and facts that he knows shit that he's doing is not correct. Like somebody probably more than likely will be wanting to reach out and touch you, right? But on top of that, let's look at women. Women preparing to defend their homes, their community, their kids, their lives, making cocktails. I ain't talking about the cocktails you want to drink. I ain't talking about fireball cocktails. I'm talking about cocktails to blow shit up, set shit on fire, to defend themselves, right? Then on top of that, look at the mistreatment you have of groups of African immigrants at the borders. Like I've seen videos where they are being pulled off of buses. Like this is not Rosa Parks anymore, but people are being pulled off of buses because of the color of their skin, and other people allowed to take those seats to get out of the country. But thank God there are people in that country that have a heart, have taken some of these people into their own homes, not even knowing them, taking them into their own homes to allow them to have shelter, right? While they're trying to escape a horrible situation where many didn't even have the opportunity to escape. Like this is what is going on right now in this country. All right. And it's a horrible situation. So I don't fault Vettel for speaking up initially about him not going. Just like I don't fault Lewis for doing any of the things he did to support political situations that were taking place outside that said country or in the world. You, as a person, have a bigger platform and a bigger responsibility. That's what a lot of you don't get, right? I don't know what you do in your own city, in your own county. I know I mentor kids. I've mentored successfully, right? And I'm about to say a number. You're going to be like, that ain't a lot. But think about how many you didn't touch. 5, 6 kids, put them in the military or got them into college or got them scholarships to D1 schools where they're now playing football. I do what I can do when I can do it. Like that, I put action. A lot of you comment below about what shouldn't be done and the kneeling and the race card, but you're not doing shit. Vettel stood up for something, and I applaud him for it. Formula One stood up after a meeting and made the right decision not to hold the Russian GP. Now, I don't know what will take place in days later or if things kind of calm down, if the Formula One will renege on this or recant this and then decide to have it anyway. I don't think they should, but we will have to see. But with that being said, I really commend Vettel. I commend other drivers if they stand up and say something. Just like Lance Stroll, I know you might have second thoughts about Lance Stroll and maybe what he said as far as things being manipulated in the last race, but at least he stood up and said something post the event to further stand on the fact that something was done wrong. Vettel has stood up before the Formula One came out and said that he is not going to go. He shouldn't. Hell, I wouldn't. I'd be like, for real. So that being said, we're going to have more content. Not necessarily saying it's going to be about this, but it might be about this. But these things are in our sport. These things should be talked about. Create some dialogue down below. Let me know what you think. If there is anybody that is a subscriber or a viewer on my channel that is currently in that situation or has escaped that situation, which I don't think you would be watching YouTube if you're in that situation because it'd be horrible. I don't know where you are and trying to find some peace of mind. My heart goes out to you. I'm hoping and praying the best for everybody. Everybody that pumps blood through a heart, has a brain, 2 feet, 2 hands, all of that. Everybody, that you make it to safety. For those who are on the other end of that situation causing harm to those, I hope that karma is on a very small circle track and it hits you dead in your damn back. That's what I got to say. Other than that, you know what I say? Just build it. Peace.